On January 14, 2025, the northern Japanese island of Hokkaido was struck by a powerful and fast-developing winter storm that brought with it heavy snowfall, strong winds, and dangerous blizzard conditions. As one of the coldest and snowiest regions in Japan, Hokkaido is no stranger to winter weather, but this particular storm proved especially disruptive, forcing flight cancellations, shutting down roads and railways, and prompting severe weather alerts from the Japan Meteorological Agency. Throughout the day, snowfall intensified, visibility dropped to near zero in some areas, and both residents and travelers were urged to take extreme caution. The storm was caused by a rapidly deepening low-pressure system that swept across the Sea of Japan and collided with cold Siberian air masses funneling down from the north. This atmospheric setup created ideal conditions for prolonged and widespread snowfall across Hokkaido. The snow began falling steadily in the early hours of January 14th and continued throughout the day, piling up quickly across cities, towns, and mountainous areas. Visibility was significantly reduced due to strong gusty winds that lifted snow off the ground, creating whiteout conditions on highways and open spaces. In many places, these conditions made it nearly impossible to drive or walk safely, and authorities advised all non-essential travel to be postponed. Snow accumulation levels varied across the region, with inland areas like Asahikawa and resort towns such as Niseko experiencing some of the heaviest totals. In cities like Sapporo, the snow quickly blanketed roads, sidewalks, and rooftops, bringing daily life to a standstill. The combination of falling snow and blowing snow from strong winds created low visibility conditions, often referred to as whiteouts, where drivers could barely see a few meters ahead. The persistent snow also created challenges for snow removal crews, who worked around the clock to keep major roadways passable. Despite their efforts, many roads remained hazardous for much of the day. Transportation networks across Hokkaido were heavily affected by the storm. New Chitose Airport, the island's primary domestic and international hub, was forced to cancel dozens of flights due to poor visibility and unsafe runway conditions. Travelers stranded at the airport faced delays and overnight stays as airlines scrambled to reschedule departures. Rail travel was also impacted, with delays and partial suspensions reported on key train lines that connect Sapporo to other major cities on the island. Snow-covered tracks and frozen switches made it difficult for trains to operate safely, and several rural lines were shut down completely during the height of the storm. On the roads, traffic slowed to a crawl as snow accumulated rapidly, causing several minor accidents and vehicle stalls. In response to the worsening conditions, the Japan Meteorological Agency issued multiple severe weather warnings across Hokkaido, including advisories for heavy snow, high winds, and potential snowdrifts. Residents were urged to stay indoors, avoid unnecessary travel, and prepare for extended periods of snow cover and possible delays in public services. The agency emphasized that this storm carried significant risks for traffic accidents, hypothermia, and infrastructure strain. In particular, the combination of snowfall and wind was flagged as especially dangerous for pedestrians and drivers alike. Local governments activated emergency snow clearing protocols and opened shelters for those stranded due to transportation disruptions. Beyond travel disruptions, the snowstorm also impacted daily routines across Hokkaido. Several school districts in both urban and rural areas announced closures for the day, citing unsafe road conditions for students and staff. Businesses that rely on transportation and delivery services were forced to scale back operations. In some neighborhoods, power flickered or was temporarily lost as heavy snow accumulated on tree branches and power lines. While no major injuries were reported during the storm, emergency responders were kept busy assisting stranded motorists and ensuring the safety of vulnerable residents, including the elderly and those living in remote areas. Hokkaido is well known for its intense winters and deep snowpack, with cities like Sapporo and Kuchan often experiencing several feet of snow during peak months like January and February. The island's weather patterns are shaped by its geographical position, sandwiched between frigid air masses from the Asian continent and moisture from the surrounding seas. While winter storms are common, not all reach the intensity seen on January 14th, where the combination of wind, snow, and timing brought the region to a halt. For travelers and winter sports enthusiasts, Hokkaido remains a destination for pristine snow, but this storm served as a reminder of the raw power of nature in Japan's far north. In addition to heavy snowfall, the storm system on January 14th brought dangerously strong winds to much of Hokkaido, further amplifying the severity of the weather. Gusts exceeded 50 miles per hour in coastal and elevated areas, turning falling snow into fast-blowing sheets of ice crystals. These wind-driven snow conditions created frequent whiteout events. Sudden and complete loss of visibility, where drivers and pedestrians could not see more than a few feet ahead. These conditions were particularly hazardous on open highways, rural roads, and exposed bridges. The combination of icy surfaces and strong lateral wind pressure also increased the risk of vehicles sliding or tipping, especially for trucks and buses. Authorities urged extreme caution, warning that even experienced drivers could become disoriented within seconds. These blizzard winds were a key factor in widespread travel delays and further emphasized the life-threatening nature of this winter storm. The snowstorm of January 14, 2025, stands as one of the most impactful weather events of this winter season in Japan. With heavy snowfall, blinding winds, and widespread transportation disruptions, the storm challenged both infrastructure and communities across Hokkaido. As weather systems continue to evolve through the winter months, residents and travelers alike are urged to stay updated through official forecasts, remain cautious during severe weather, and prepare accordingly. This event highlights not only the unpredictability of winter storms, but also the resilience of those who endure them year after year in one of the snowiest regions on Earth.